man on his birthday, Easter. As we speak, I am being persecuted on a level the likes of which the world has never seen. Even worse than the late, great Jesus. You know, many people are saying we're very similar. We're both very tall, very popular, and both, frankly, white Americans.
That guy is just incredible. Saturday Night Live's parody of Trump is probably a pretty accurate representation of his current state of mind. My sign-up panel is here. Let's just go to the sign-up panel. With me on set is Trevor Honeycutt, White House correspondent for Reuters, and also joining me, Susan Del Percio, MSNBC political analyst and Republican strategist. All right, we just showed that bit from Saturday Night Live. Susan, since you are the newbie here on the panel, thank you for coming to the show. I'm going to show you this other bit from the very last skit of Saturday Night Live. Watch this.
Donald J. Trump is an innocent man and he needs your help. Send him all your money today at DonaldJTrumpRU/fundraisingscam.guilty.
You know what? It's the same guy who played Trump. But, I mean, that's a parody. But even the real life thing was Lindsey Graham, Senator Graham doing that was just mind-boggling. What has happened to that man?
You know, we saw that happen right after Trump's election in 2016, where he was worried about a primary, and that's when he went full Trump. It wasn't right away. So I don't know, but it seems like he's either going to next give away a set of knives or start using a tin can. I'm not sure which.
I mean, it just seems to me that I don't know why he's all in. He used to pal around with Senator John McCain. You know, for the Republican Party, kind of a moderate Republican, but Lindsey Graham has gone like full MAGA.
He's gone full tilt. Even when he tries to break away, even like January 6th is a good example. He said he had enough. And then I guess someone chased him around an airport and he got very nervous and then went back full tilt Trump. And he has no shame. It's embarrassing to see this. I mean, hopefully, you know, he is a United States Senator. Hopefully this Saturday Night Live skit kind of wakes him up a little bit of how pathetic it looks.
I mean, you know, we'll see about that. I mean, Trevor, you cover the White House for Reuters. President Biden and Senator Graham used to be really, really good friends. I don't know. As you're walking around the halls of the White House, do you hear any murmurings of what happened to Lindsey?
Yeah, I mean, Biden has expressed that himself, right? They used to be really, really close friends, and he and Jill have both expressed disappointment about, you know, what it is that happened to this person who they thought was a really genuine person who just happened to have some right-wing views.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a person who happens to have right-wing views. Trevor, nice setup, because earlier in the week, you know, down in Lower Manhattan, a certain former president was getting arrested, and someone went to Lower Manhattan to show her support for him. When Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she gave, if I'm not mistaken, these comments were given to our very own Garrett Haake. Watch this.
President Trump is joining some of the most incredible people in history being arrested today. Nelson Mandela was arrested, served time in prison. Jesus was arrested and murdered by the Roman government.
Okay, first, that is not Garrett Haake. my apologies. But Trevor, she's comparing Donald Trump to Nelson Mandela and Jesus because they were both arrested.
Yeah, I think we're both going to get in trouble for talking about this on Easter Sunday. Yeah, but I think on a serious note,
Yeah.
it really just shows that this is the kind of a persecution story that they're going to be telling that is really animating for folks on the right, and it's going to lead to really high turnout. At the same time as we've got these abortion rulings that are going to drive turnout on the left, and so it really just sets us up for another election cycle where a lot of people are really animated and are coming out to vote on both sides.
And what do you make of that, Susan? I mean, I agree with Trevor's analysis there. Well, who on earth is Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene think she is going to Lower Manhattan? And apparently, there were more anti-Trump protesters and media than there were pro-Trump protesters.
Yeah, first of all, the only other person from Congress she palled around with was George Santos, so let's just keep that in mind. That's who she surrounds herself with. And as far as her description, I mean, Donald Trump reminds me more of the Tasmanian devil and goofy than any real-life person, because he is such a fraud. And he's getting caught in his lies, which is a good thing, and that is what's important with what's happened with the indictment against Donald Trump. But I think Trevor brings up a good point. We're talking about a lot of important issues, and I'm very concerned what we see from Republicans going so extreme for 2024.
Susan, I mean, can anyone stop what appears to be Donald Trump's inexorable role to winning the Republican nomination? Folks thought it was going to be Governor DeSantis of Florida, but that doesn't look like it's happening.
Governor DeSantis can't win a general election. So even if he did beat Donald Trump, either one are going to lose. And it seems to me right now, Donald Trump's best bet is to find someone who can win in the general election, because he may need a pardon very quickly from the DOJ investigations. But there are ways. We need to see people step up, but also, you know who needs to step up, Jonathan? Former Republicans. They need to re-register and get involved in the primaries.
Right.
We always hear that every vote counts. So make it count and try and get someone who's worthwhile in that.
Right. Susan, and Trevor, we are way over time. Susan Del Percio, Trevor Honeycutt, thank you both very much for coming to the Sunday show, and that will do it for